What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Doomy Wormy, and I just got done watching Doctor Who Space Babies for the first time. And my god, it is just more proof that RTD is out of ideas, out of any sort of creative thought in his body, and literally just made an entire episode that kind of was similar to Eccleston's second episode, which he went to a space station to watch the Earth die with a bunch of aliens. Guess what we did here? Well, we didn't watch Earth die with a bunch of aliens. We went to a space station, bunch of space babies, because I had to remind you over and over again that they're space babies. And my god, this episode was so stupid. It was just stupid up the wazoo. There's no interest, there's no intrigue, and the one little thing that actually started making sense, they ended up saying, no, you can't do that. But, you know, I have to walk through the episode because I'm just gonna do it like that because it's so stupid. Everything's stupid. When I come over here, guess what? How do we start it all off? Oh, we're slow walking, we're slow walking, we're slow walking. And then we get into the TARDIS, and yes, okay, how the response of, oh my god, it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, you know, that whole thing. Oh, this is cool. And then it's exposition dump after exposition dump after exposition dump. Constantly. In which he explains every little thing about him. He talks about how, well, I'm an orphan, even though he's not an orphan, further pushing down the whole timeless child narrative and doing more with timeless children. I'm adopted, you know, there was genocide on my planet, I'm the last of the Time Lords, but I'm adopted. And as we continued on, exposition dump, exposition dump, exposition dump, they decide, okay, we're gonna go travel through time. Guess where we end up going? Oh, first stop out of everything, dinosaurs, yay! And Ruby ends up having a simple question. Hey, what is it safe? What if I step on a butterfly? Won't I cause some sort of random effect? Well, honestly, you shouldn't, because of the whole paradox filter that should always be on with the TARDIS. But okay, so she steps outside, dinosaurs, you know, they had a whole laugh about stepping on butterflies, and then she steps on a butterfly and changes everything. So the doctor has to go like, oh, I gotta fix the butterfly, fixed it, saved it, everything's back to normal, goes inside, turns on the butterfly filter, which doesn't make sense because the paradox filter should have stopped all this, but okay, stupid writing. RTD doesn't even remember his own lore. This is so idiotic. But as time went on, they said, okay, we're going to another spot. Oh, look, we're on another spot. Oh my god, look, we're now in another timeline. We're in the future now. Here, we're going down corridors. This is all weird. They said something about Star Trek. Literally, they said something about Star Trek, like, oh my god, is this something from Star Trek? Actually, like, saying, hey, this is a thing that exists in Star Trek. Is this just like that thing? And you want to know what the doctor says in response? We need to go see them sometime. So is Star Trek now canon, by the way? I have no idea. Because for all I know, Star Trek is a part of Doctor Who now. That interesting how that all works out. But as we move on, they start going down these scary corridors, go like, what the heck's going on? Everything's breaking and falling apart. And they start hearing roars and growls as they see some weird figure start walking up towards them. And then they're like, oh my god, it's a monster. Why am I running? It's run, scary. Get into an elevator, run away. Get away. Go up top. Doctor's like, why the heck was I scared? This doesn't make sense. Why? It's something new. I shouldn't be scared. Why am I scared? So then they immediately step out and go like, oh my god, look, babies, tons of babies. Oh my god, babies, because it's a baby growing machine. They're at a place that grows babies for colonies for all sorts of different reasons. Then, as the doctor goes around, he opens a button, and guess what? We get a shot of. A shot that we've gotten, honestly, at least twice before within RTD, maybe more, of girl looking out into the vastness of space and seeing a planet and go like, oh my god, we made it. A similar line that was actually done again by Eccleston, in which he said, oh my god, you made it. You succeeded. Was that Tenet? One of the two. Back during RTD's run! Wow! shocker, not an original bone in this guy's body. But okay, so we look at it. It's like, oh, cool, more things. So they tell him about how humanity is all separated, yada yada yada. Continuing down that whole thing. So RTD's a hack. Okay, he's a hack. He keeps doing the same thing. But then we get an interesting bit of dialogue from the doctor that I have to actually point out. The doctor starts talking about the fact that, oh my god, because I'm an orphan, I'm all alone, Gallifrey's gone, oh my god, kind of feeling sorry for himself, even though that doesn't really make sense, because again, this is the bifurcated doctor that lost all the baggage from the last doctor. This is more than just a new incarnation of the doctor. This is a brand new doctor due to bifurcation that had none of the baggage of the past one. So when he starts getting told, oh, why do you do this? You're all alone, you're forgotten, your whole world's gone. Why do you do this? For things like this, for sites like this. It doesn't really make sense via the whole lore as it stands right now, because he shouldn't care. He shouldn't care that he's an orphan. He shouldn't care that his whole planet was destroyed. He shouldn't care about any of this because, again, oh my god, I'm you, but without all the baggage. This show is 110% retardation. Oh, lordy. But hey, it keeps getting better, guys, as we continue down this little path of everything. He then explains the whole chameleon, translation system, expedition dump of the TARDIS and how it changes things. He also does the chameleon filter. He expedition dumped the Wazoo just to get out the way. So as time goes on, he then, shows the whole time-spanning cell phone trick that he's done for literally everybody else, because she's all like, oh my god, I will never see my mom again. Here you go. And look, we're 11 minutes into the episode, and it's still nothing. Moving on, and then look, as they're trying to figure out everything that's going on, look, the person comes in that turns out to be a space baby, talking all fine. All normal, like, is doing discussions, trying to figure out what's going on, checking on stuff. The space baby sees Ruby and Shuri Gatwa and ends up going like, oh my god, mommy and daddy are back. Everybody, mommy and daddy are back. We've been waiting for you so long. And they end up following a little baby to more little babies. And they're like, oh, yay, mommy and daddy are back. Mommy and daddy are back. Yay. And then we get a shot of the captain, because this is a whole crew. This is a whole facility that's manned by everybody. We get a shot of the captain. And guess what? Is a little diverse black woman. Little diverse girl is the captain. Oh, both BBC and Disney are getting their diversity points in this one. So little black girl captain ends up telling them about everything they do. They end up discussing, go like, hey, what's going on? Well, all the adults left at one point in time. Now we're all here alone. Are you going to here to take us? No, I'm sorry, we can't. And they all start talking and discussing and touching everybody because they've never been hugged. The babies have never been hugged. So they decided to start hugging all the babies and conversing with all the babies. So as time goes on, they keep talking, discussing more stuff. And then the little black baby ends up talking with doctor, goes like, hey, was I made wrong? Well, why did they all leave us? Are we wrong? And the doctor goes like, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Listen, okay? I'm the doctor. I'm great. And he literally, as he does this, he goes like, and I'm fabulous. He literally does, I'm fabulous. And he was like, that's not a rhetorical response. You're supposed to say that back. And the baby goes like, yes, you're fabulous. You're fabulous. You stupid. You see it right there. He's doing, I'm fabulous, guys. I'm the fabulous doctor. As time goes on, they keep talking. They keep discussing. They try to figure out what's the thing down there. Oh, by the way, they do boogie. Because nannies, there's a system called Nanny that takes care of them, but there's not really a system that's called Nanny, and we'll get that into this in a little bit. And they do a whole, like, blow your nose, throw it down a pipe. Yay, and as they keep talking, then they start talking about that weird monster thing downstairs called the Boogeyman. Literally the Boogeyman. Literally the Boogeyman. As they keep discussing, they keep talking, they keep going through everything. The doctor's honestly becoming kind of a monster and go like, they're the boogies. Filled with boogies. And Ruby ends up saying the boogeyman doesn't exist. This isn't a big thing. It's not that big of a deal, you know? Then Doctor ends up finding this whole headset and just puts it on and then starts conversing with the nanny. Very interesting. It's like, hey, nanny, what's going on here? Go to portal 357. Go to portal 357. Go to portal 357. And as the doctor keeps going, like, what's in portal 357? You end up getting the nanny go like, just come to portal 357. Gosh. You know, you start going like, wait, what? Why is the computer system acting this way? Originally, I thought, oh my God, this is something completely different. And maybe this is more RTD writing. There is an answer to it that's still stupid. Does not help out in the slightest with anything, but they start walking to portal 357, Doctor and Ruby. And as they go to portal 357, they keep having more exposition dumps, dialogues, and walking, talking. They end up talking about their feelings. They end up talking about Ruby's past, how she's all alone, how your mother left you and you don't know anything about your mother and father and anything like that. Completely just rehashing a lot of stuff that we discussed back in Christmas special, not episode 1, because this is episode 1, but you get the point because this picks up right after the Christmas special. So they end up talking more about this stuff. They go like, hey, this is the weekend, nothing. Then they remember it and then start snowing. What? Randomly starts snowing in the middle of everything. And the doctor's all like, I've never seen this before. And she's like, I've never, you haven't? And then the doctor's like, I don't know what this is all my life. I've never done this. And oh, this is weird. It's creepy. Something's bad happening. And I'm just like, is her psychic memories leaking through? This is stupid. Why do we care? Okay. So then moving on, love, holding close. Your doctor's like, okay, we got to keep going. And then randomly, diverse woman appears. Turns out diverse woman is the nanny. Yeah. And she informs them, more expositioned up, that all the workers left. Okay, all the workers decided to abandon the space station because there's a recession going on. And in the recession, they quit operating the baby farm, the space baby farm, the station, okay? They quit operating it because the government shut it down, but it was illegal to turn it off. For 6 years, it's been operating. And in that timeline, the government never said, you know what, we're facing this recession. We can't fund these facilities anymore, but it's against the law to turn it off. Why the heck didn't the government just say, hey, we also need to, repeal this law and help turn this off because there's nobody going to be manning this? Why? Oh, because stupid. Because everything's stupid. Because the explanation to all this is stupid. Oh, there's a recession, so we had to stop, and the government would not make it illegal to keep running this machine, even though the government's the one that shut it down. And it's like, well, just to have the government shut it down, protest that. No, so then all the workers decide, well, instead of, even though the government's, shutting us all down, even though the government is making it illegal to turn it off, and we can't, get fought, we can't do anything, we're just gonna leave. A bunch of babies alone. That's what they did. Because no real reason. And lady starts saying, well, I didn't go because I couldn't do that to the kids. I couldn't leave them alone. What? But you had to. The government shut everything down. But didn't, but it did. It's weird. So, but you decided to stay. Well, okay. She decided to stay because she couldn't bear to leave, and she doesn't know how to operate any of the systems because she's an accountant. Diverse nanny woman is an accountant, and I'm just sitting here like, why the hell is an accountant on a space station where they farm babies? That's bureaucratic stuff that goes down below. This should be filled with all the people that know how to run the machine, right? Apparently not. Apparently not. They need accountants. So she starts saying that all of our systems are all, hack wired. They need to get restarted. We're having issues. So he goes like, okay, well, I'm just gonna insert my time butt plug, my sonic butt plug into this little hole and start recalibrating everything for you. Okay, it'll work great. And they keep talking, they keep discussing, and then they find out one of the downsides of why I've never shown myself to the children is I can't bear to watch them die. And at the same time, I can't bear to have them watch me die because we're running out of food, we're running out of oxygen, a lot of stuff's going down, and I don't know what to do, okay? Everything's falling apart. And there's a ship that we could use to go to this other planet because guess what? They ended up having an entire discussion on immigration. Not only is it a combination of governments, it's also a discussion of immigration because they end up pointing out there's this one planet that accepts all refugees. It's wonderful. It's great. It works perfectly. Their government accepts all these refugees that when they come in, it's grand and great. But the problem is they won't go out and pick up refugees. So you have to go there yourself. God, immigration. Gotta love it. So the answer to all of this is, well, we need to figure out, there's a ship here apparently to help us get there, but it's blocked by the Boogeyman that randomly appeared 6 years ago when everything went down. Okay, it's just always been there. Oh, well, we got to figure this out. And then as they're starting to, you know, figure this out and discuss it, they notice one of the little babies is going down there. Because it has a hero, because they were like, oh my God, this is like a fairy tale. Nanny, babies, monster, and every fairy tale has its hero. So little baby boy decides to go down there and face the Boogeyman because Ruby said it's not that bad and it's not real. And I'm going to go down there and I'm going to face it and ignore all the responses back and forth. By the way, I have to do this. Nanny system has nanny filters, so that's why it could sound a certain way. And because of nanny filter, it bleeps stuff out. And changes words because nanny filter. So the more she says different words, the it comes out this way. Little baby goes like, okay, I'm gonna go face the thing. Monster roars. He drops, little baby boy drops sword. Then they decide to go running for little baby boy. They get down there and they find, oh my God, the motorized carriage is flipped over. It's like, oh my God, little baby boy's gone. Nanny, we're a monster. Monster's not there. So their whole decision, stupid. It actually kind of works until you see how it plays out. Their idea is, okay, we're going to track little boogie monster. Okay, we're going to track the Boogeyman all the way over here by banging stuff and lead it away for baby. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this so baby can survive. Makes sense. Decent idea. Until as they start walking, they're like, you know what? If I was a little baby and I was dealing with monsters, I would have to change my nappy. And they find the little baby and start holding the little baby like, hey, we got the little baby. Right after, literally, right after they said, our plan is to make a bunch of noise and lead the monster away from the little baby. But we found the little baby. We made a bunch of noise. Guess what's coming to us? To the little baby. The monster. So you led the monster to the little baby, the thing you were trying to not do. My God, this is stupid. So as they keep going on, they end up hiding. Boogie Monster comes by, and you know all the stuff, and they think the Boogie Monster's gone. And it turns out the Boogie Monster's not gone. They're all scared. So bad things are about to happen. They get cornered by a Boogie Monster, and then more little babies come and scare the little monster away with a flamethrower, led by Diverse Baby of Color. They have a flamethrower in which they scare the monster away. That's how they do it. Yay, they saved. It's like babies with a flamethrower. I don't know how the heck they handle this because I'm looking at this like, well, okay, so how did you do the flamethrower? And then how did you cover the flamethrower back up? Because you have no handles. You only have this cap. Oh my God, she burns her hands. So, okay, they then tell the babies, go back up top. We need to do more research and figure some stuff out. So the doctor says, okay, you Ruby, you'll go with the babies, watch the babies. The Ruby's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you, and goes right on ahead. And the doctor's like, oh, awesome. So then they start discussing with the Bob, nanny, 6 years, weird stuff's going on. They're trying to figure stuff out. They end up going to this one area, go like, well, you know, the monsters have a bunch of this stuff, you know, fall off. A bunch of weirdness is happening. I'm about to, yeah, because this is the worst part, because this is more stupidity. And real quick, side note, there's tons of deep Doctor Who fans, old school Doctor Who fans that hate New Who because they violated something that happened within old Who where they were never going to do stupid jokes. They were never going to do stupid things. And in old Who, they had farting aliens. And there are people that legitimately hate New Who for adding stuff like that. Those people are going to hate what happened next because they find a bunch of this weird monster goop, okay? And they start picking it up, go like, we're going to analyze it, okay? We're going to analyze it. Be careful, it's slick. And then Ruby falls and, oh my God, this is disgusting. Ruby falls and has a bunch of goop fall all over her. And she's like, ew, it's disgusting. Yeah. So then they start analyzing the stuff. And they're like, oh my God, this is part of the baby making machine. All this was made by the baby making machine because they wanted to, their whole teaching system was down and acting wonky. So they created this whole story system for babies because babies obviously need stories. So it made the Boogie Monster. And that's the thing. So the Boogie Monster is all designed to be scary. It roars at a certain pitch because it's scary and it's all made to be scary. Everything's made to be scary by the baby making machine. And as they start analyzing, it's like, what we need to figure out what it's made out of. Guess what it's made out of? I mean, it's called the Boogie Monster. It's made out of boogie and snot. Because the babies blow their nose and they recycle it all. And then it gets pushed back into everything. So that's when it gets revealed. Ugh. God dang, this is disgusting. That Ruby fell into boogies, got covered in snot. I'm keeping these gags in because it's disgusting. It's horrible. And they start having a freak out moment. Oh my God! Remember, noise though helps everything. So she's screaming, he's laughing, ha ha ha! Loud noises. Guess what? They're also the Boogie Monster's lair. So as they're doing this, before they start running away, Ruby goes like, oh, monster. And they start running away, just trying to figure stuff out. And as they start running, oh my God, the machine starts working. Everything starts working again because the sonic screwdriver fixed and recalibrated everything. So now Nanny's going to start using them as bait to get the Boogie Monster to a certain spot. And guess where they got the Boogie Monster to? They got the Boogie Monster to the airlock. Good, right? That's what you would want to do, is send the Boogie Monster out into the airlock because it's a monster. It's made of boogies. It's not a good thing, right? Apparently not. Apparently they don't want to send Boogie Monster, who's terrifying, designed to creep them out, is all a monster, literal monster. They don't want to destroy it. And they're now getting scared and freaking out because Nanny's trying to destroy it all. And all the babies are like, no, don't do that. We can't destroy the Boogie Monster. Even though it's designed to scare us, it's a literal monster. It's made out of boogies. And we've been frightened by it. And it's a monster. It might hurt us. And it's like, we can't hurt it now. Bad, Nanny, bad. Don't hurt the monster. So monster's doing this, doctor's reliving all the stuff, realizing I'm an orphan, I'm the only one of my kind, I'm all that's left, oh my Lord. So I need to save it, I need to find a way to save it. So his way to save it is to open the airlock as the air's being sent out. Okay, he opens the airlock, gets flown all the way over to the door, and which she should now be crushed and dying and probably explode due to lack of oxygen as the air gets jettisoned out. In past Doctor Who, they've always had to wear like a space suit and everything because they know oxygen's precious. Apparently not here. Apparently the Boogie Monster doesn't get ripped apart because he's made out of boogies, and apparently Doctor doesn't get crushed or explode as the airlock starts doing what it does. But no, Doctor magically, and all of his strength is superhuman apparently, because he's able to literally roll over while being crushed because all the air is getting jettisoned, and presses a button to close everything up, even though he should be dead. All signs would show that you are dead in this moment. Doesn't matter if you're the Doctor, doesn't matter anything, because he still has a more human physiology, except for 2 hearts and some other things like that. But you're still basically human in some capacity. you should be dead. You should have been crushed, exploded, lack of oxygen, or jettisoned out. One of the two, but no. Science. Why actually use science in a science fiction show? Well, okay, they're all like, yay, it's good. And Ruby gets over to the thing, pulls out the sonic screwdriver, goes like, we need to save all of them. We need to save all of them. And the diverse nanny of color decides to start crying because she realizes what she did. Oh, it's bad. Well, this day's saved. Everything's good. Boogie Monster's saved. Kids are good. We're going to be going to a new home, a new planet. And here's the problem, though. We have no way to get there. Oh, no. But guess what? Similar to the Boogies, for 6 years, they've been putting their diapers away in a certain spot. So his idea is to use them. He's going to let the methane go so they can travel to the new spot. They have a literal fart joke. They're traveling there via farts. Literally. The spaceship is designed the butt. They're traveling there via farts. Disney, BBC, and RTD, everybody. Disney, BBC, and RT. They're literally traveling to the other planet on a ship that has no engines via farts. How are you going to get it through the gravitational wells? How are you going to steer? What if something bad happens? No, we're just going to travel via farts because fart jokes. Ha ha ha. Then we have this whole moment in which Gatwa hands Ruby the keys, and they have this whole thing like, oh my god, it's meaningful. You want to come with me? Will you come with me? Please say yes, yes. And she says, yes, I'll come with you. Yay! Oh, yay! And they get in there, and then Shuri Gatwa says, I have one rule. I cannot take you to go see your mom on the Ruby Road on Christmas. I cannot do that because it will cause a paradox. It'll have a bunch of issues and it will be bad. And, it's sad, depressing. And then he says, I will not take you to see your mom on Christmas. And Ruby responds with, I will take, that's bad because I'm going to go see my mom on Christmas. And guess what they do? They go see her mom on Christmas. They just go back to where they left, similar to how a lot of Doctor Who things end in the past. Go back to the beginning, go see his mom. But guess where they land? Stupid, and causes a bunch of structural damage. They literally land in the kitchen and destroy her kitchen. Why? Why do this? Oh, and by the way, perception filter still isn't working, apparently. You can't really do that with a perception filter. So they land there and yay, everything's good. And before, Ruby's, rejoins his mom, it's all good. Doctor starts looking up a thing because he started analyzing her DNA and goes like, interesting. And they start talking, things happening. They start snowing the TARDIS again. Okay, everything done. Episode done. Blue, the next episode. This is stupid. Everything about this was stupid. Down to the core, this was just stupid. This is more proof that RTD doesn't know what he's doing. Was it necessarily propagandistic? Was it filled with leftist ideology? Not really. They had some points, discussions of the discussion of how the government works, which, by the way, I can even say that's kind of retarded. Everything about the government area was retarded. Then, on top of that, we had more discussions via immigration and how refugees need to be taken in and more planets need to do this. And if you want to get refugees, you should go get them. That's stupid. That's leftist propaganda. But ultimately, this whole episode didn't have a whole lot of propaganda. It was just stupid. It was just boring. It was idiotic. It was filled with exposition dump after exposition dump after exposition dump. Not an interesting story in the slightest. Very similar to what RTD has done in the past. And it just shows you he's out of ideas. He's not creative. He's a hack. And it's just going to continue being more of this garbage. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now!